Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I am going to teach you how to crochet roses. These are absolutely perfect for any spring crochet markets that are coming up or just for gifts. So the materials that we're going to be needing today are 2 different colors of yarn. So I'm going to use this green yarn for the stems and the leaves, so just for all the nice fine details. And then for the actual rose, I'm going to be using this baby pink color. Of course, you can use whatever color you want. You can use red, white, pink as well, or even blue. It's entirely up to you. The yarn that I'm using today requires a 4mm crochet hook, but you can use whatever yarn that you have on hand. Just make sure to match the yarn to the crochet hook, and it usually says what hook you need at the back of the packet. And then we're also going to need a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun. Make sure that you have extra glue sticks, especially if you're making a lot of roses. And lastly, we're also going to be needing some floral wire. So this wire has metal on the inside. I don't know if you can see. You can kind of see it, and then it's wrapped in plastic. And I like buying these ones because they're a lot sturdier than just using metal, and it just helps hold the flower shape and it doesn't bend or anything. So this is very good to use if you want to make your flower stems sturdy. And the next things that I'm going to mention are very much optional. It just depends what you want, and that is some flower packaging. I bought these off Temu. I bought so many and it was for like less than £5, and it's clear as well. So the front is clear so you can see the actual rose, and then the back is just this paper, this brown paper. And this is how I'm going to package my rose at the end of the video once we've actually got it made. And also, just to add a bit of detail, I'm also going to be adding some ribbon. So I bought this sage green ribbon off Temu as well, just to tie in a bow when we have the flower inside. But like I said, this is completely optional. It's up to you, but this will be very cute packaging, especially if you're going to sell it at a market or even give it as a gift. But if you're just making them for a vase or something to put in your house, then obviously this is not needed. Okay, so let's finally get started on crocheting. So we're gonna start off with our rose colored yarn, and here I have my baby pink, and we're going to make a slip knot. So you're going to grab the yarn like this, twist it, and then grab the yarn underneath and pull it through like this. It's very hard to describe, but hopefully you saw what I was doing, and you can make your slip knot however you were taught to make your slip knot. And then I'm going to grab my crochet hook, and then we're going to pull the slip knot tight so it does not come off the hook. And now we're going to hold our yarn, and then we're going to chain 52. So to chain, you yarn over and then pull that through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and this is called chaining. So here we've made 3 chains. Let's do 2 more together. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. So now we have 5 chains. So if you ever lose count and you don't know what number chain you're on, you just count these V shapes. So let me just put the hook down. So here we have a V shape here, so that's 1 chain. The next V is here, and that is 2 chains. And you just keep looking out for these V shapes, and that indicates a chain. So we need to go all the way up to 52. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 51, and 52. So once you've chained 52, we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to skip this stitch. So we're not going to crochet into this first stitch, we're going to go right into the second stitch here. Then we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and as you can see, we have 3 loops on our crochet hook. So we're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more. So this is called a double crochet. So we're going to make 2 more together just so you can get the hang of it. So we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And that is our second double crochet. Let's do 1 more. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And now we're going to make crochets all the way along the chain until you get to the very last chain. Make sure you don't miss this chain because we still need to make a double crochet into here. I know it's kind of hard to see and it might be hard to get into, but make sure you make a double crochet all the way along the chain. Once you have made all of your 51 double crochets, this is what it should look like, and you can count to make sure that you have a total of 51 if you're not sure. Now we're going to chain 5, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's a piece of something on the yarn. Okay, so now we're going to yarn over, turn our work, and then make a double crochet into this first stitch. So you're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And here we have this little V shape like this, and now we're going to be making these little V shapes across the entire row. So we're going to yarn over, skip 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this one, and go straight into that 3rd stitch, and we're going to make a double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and then make a double crochet in this same hole. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And here we have 2 V gaps. And then we're going to do it one more time so you guys know what to do all the way along the chain. So every single time we're going to skip 2 stitches, and now we're going to go straight into that 3rd stitch and then make a double crochet, chain 2, and then make a double crochet into that same space. And we're going to be repeating this pattern all the way along the chain. So skip 2, double crochet into the 3rd stitch, chain 2, a double crochet into the same stitch, and we want to do that until we reach the end. So in the last stitch we actually can't skip 2, we're only going to skip 1 because there are 2 stitches left. So we're going to yarn over and then insert our hook into that stitch, and make sure you skip that 1 there, and then we're going to make a double crochet, chain 2, and then a double crochet into the same space. And this is what round 2 should look like. It's really starting to come together, and it is supposed to curl, by the way. It's not supposed to be straight, so if you're worried about that, don't worry. It's supposed to go like this, and it'll go more like this the more rounds that we do. So now let's start round 3. We're going to chain 2, yarn over, and then turn your work, and then put 1 double crochet into that first gap. So here the chain 2 is going to act like your first double crochet, and then we just made a double crochet there, so we basically have 2 double crochets in this gap. Now we're going to chain 2, yarn over, insert our hook into that same gap, and then we're going to make 2 double crochets. And this is what it should look like. It's just like the previous round, except we're doing 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2, instead of just 1, chain 2 and 1. So in the next gap, so make sure to not work here. We're going to be working in these V gaps. So just ignore this and ignore this. We just need these chain 2 double crochet gaps to work into. So we're going to yarn over, and then we're going to insert 2 double crochets into that gap, So here is 1 and 2. Now we're going to chain 2 and then add 2 more into that same gap. And we're going to repeat that all the way along the chain. So in the next space you need to work in is this one here, because it's a V and we do not want to work inside these gaps, guys, because your flower won't turn out right if you don't remember that step. It's very, very important that you crochet into the gaps of the previous round. Hopefully I'm not confusing you by repeating it a lot, but yeah, I just want to, you know, make sure that you don't get it wrong so we don't have to start again. And here I just completed my 3rd gap and I'm going to go all the way along. Let's do the last gap together. So we're going to add 2 double crochets and then chain 2, 2 double crochets. I've actually gotten so much faster at crocheting. I've even noticed that myself when I've been making projects. Anyway, now we're going to start making the petals. So this is what it should look like, and it's really starting to come together. And this is the last row, by the way. So we're going to chain 1, turn your work, and then we're going to slip stitch into this big gap. And then we're going to put in 8 double crochets. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, oh, is that 4? Yeah, I think it's 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to slip stitch into this small gap here. So not this big gap, this small one. So we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and then pull this straight through. And this is our first petal for the rose. So we're going to do 1 more together, and then you guys are going to go ahead and do it yourself. It's very, very repetitive. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into this big gap where we did our 2 double crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So we're going to insert 8 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, why do I keep doing that on the 4th one? 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now in this smaller gap here, we're going to put a slip stitch. So we're going to just pull up that loop and pull this straight through. So here we have 2 petals. So you want to do that all the way along, except for in the last stitch. In the last stitch, I'll show you guys what we're going to do. Now that we have 1 space remaining, we're just going to do 13 double crochets instead of 8. So that's 1. So it's not too different. We just need to add a couple more inside. Okay, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we have 1 more double crochet in that space, and now we have 13. So now we can just slip stitch wherever. You can just slip stitch in this chain, in that chain, but I'm just going to do it at the beginning over here. You're going to just insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then we're going to pull that loop straight through. Now we're going to chain 1, And now we're gonna grab our scissors and cut the yarn. So this is our rose flower done. I know it looks so crazy right now, like how is this gonna be turning into a rose? Oh, there's a bit of hair on there. Okay, so now we can work on the leaves and then we can finally assemble this flower. We're going to need our yarn, and I love the color sage green so much, so I decided to grab some sage green yarn. This is not really seen in nature, but I just love the aesthetic of sage green, so we're going to be using this. You can use a more realistic green if you want, but I just love the look of this color. So we're going to start by making a magic circle. So we're going to grab these two fingers and then place our yarn over like this. And then we're going to wrap it round and then cross it over. So here on this side of our fingers we have an X shape, and then on this side we don't have an X, and this is how it's supposed to be. So we're going to grab our crochet hook and then get this piece of yarn from the back, twist it, and then take it off your fingers. And now, just to secure the ring, we're going to chain 1, and this is our magic ring. And we're going to make 2 more chains, so we have a total of 3 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So here we have 3 chains inside our magic circle. Now we're going to add 19 double crochets. So this chain 3 acts as our first double crochet. So in total we should have 20. So we need 19 more inside the ring. So we're going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're going to repeat this process until we have a total of 19. And make sure that you really hold this ring open just to come apart as we're crocheting our double crochets inside. And it can be a little bit fiddly, so you might have to start again a couple times depending on your ability, but just use these 2 fingers and your thumb, or just however you want, just to hold it open so it doesn't unravel. So here, as you can see, we have 3 double crochets, and now we're going to continue until we have 19. Once you have 19 double crochets inside your magic circle, we're now going to close our ring. Don't close it too much because we still need to add the floral wire on the inside. So we're just going to pull it just enough so we can actually see the opening like this, so we can put the wire on the inside. Okay, so once you've done that, we're now going to start making the actual leaves. But first we're going to a slip stitch into our chain 3 like so, and we're gonna pull that straight through. Okay, so we're gonna chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now in the next stitch, which is going to be this one, we're going to make a double crochet, and then in the stitch after we're going to make another double crochet. And then lastly, in the stitch next to this one, we're going to add a double crochet. And here we have a total of 4 double crochets because this chain 3 acts like a double crochet. So now we're going to chain 3, turn the work, and then we're going to add a double crochet into this stitch here. So not the first stitch, but this one right here. And we're going to make another double crochet into this chain 3 space. And here we have a total of 3 double crochets, including our chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3, turn our work, and then insert our hook into the top of this chain 3 space. And that is our first leaf done. So as you can see, it goes in descending order. So it goes 4, 3, 2. So here we have our chain 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then just 2. And now we're going to chain 1, and then fasten off. And we're going to just cut the yarn here and then pull that straight through like this. So make sure it's really, really tight. And now we need to make another one. And as you can see, my ring is up a little bit, but I'm going to pull it a bit closed just so, you know, it doesn't open too far. So to start another leaf, we're going to make a slip knot like so. And we're going to grab our leaf and put our hook in the next stitch. So in this hole, not this one. So we're going to insert our hook and then grab our slip knot, and then we're going to tighten it like so it doesn't come off. And you can crochet over this strand of yarn, so we don't have to weave any ends in. So now we're going to just make a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to make 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. So I'm crocheting over my ends just so I don't have to sew anything in, but it's up to you. And then that's 2 and 3 like so. We're going to repeat the exact same pattern that we did for the first leaf, how it goes 4 3 2. So here we have our 4 including our chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3 to start the next row, turn our work, double crochet into this stitch, and then double crochet into the top of our chain 3 space. And now we're going, my storage was just full. I had to delete a couple things, but to finish this leaf we're just going to chain 1, and then we are going to cut our yarn and then pull this tight. So here we have 2, so we should have space for 3 more of these leaves. So you're going to repeat that process that I just showed you guys until we have a total of 5. So you need to do it 3 more times. This is what it should look like, and as you can see we have 5. I did miscalculate, so I kind of had to do like a double crochet increase, but anyway guys, you can do either, wait, is this 5 or 6? This is 6. No wonder why I had to do the increase. It is 6. Okay, this is why it's looking odd to me. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, there's supposed to be 5. I don't even know why I added an extra 1, but anyways, do 5, not 6, or you can do 6 depending on what type of vibe you want. But yeah, I'll show you towards the end of the video what 5 looks like, because I have been making flowers a lot lately. But yeah, and since this is a no sew project, I'm just gonna cut all these strands off, and I'm gonna cut this one off too, but I'm going to secure it with some hot glue first. So let me just grab my scissors, and then make sure you just pull these tight, the top ones, just so it doesn't unravel. And you can add a dot of glue at the top of each of these leaves just to ensure that they don't come unraveled or anything, but I don't think they should. So yeah, especially when we assemble it, if they come undone, then yeah, they won't. And then last one, we're just gonna cut that. And my hot glue gun is heating up, so in about 2 minutes or so we'll sort out the back piece. Okay, so now my hot glue gun is nice and heated up. I'm just going to cut the yarn here, and then I'm going to grab my hot glue gun and just kind of, you know, press it into the yarn and add a small dot of glue, and then I'm gonna just hold it there with my finger. But make sure the glue is not that hot, because I actually did end up burning myself when I made a lot of roses a couple days ago. I burnt myself here on my pinky. You can kind of still see it. It's like a small little blister. It was actually so annoying, but that did not stop me from making flowers. Oh, it's very, very visible on camera actually. When I just look at it, I don't really, you know, see it properly. Okay, so here we have all of our pieces for the rose complete. So now we can start assembling everything. Here we have our floral wire, and I'm going to add a dot of glue to the top of my floral wire, and then I'm going to let it sit for literally a few seconds because this dries really fast. And we're going to grab our yarn and roll it around the dot of glue, and we just want to keep twisting the yarn like this as we go around. I'm just making sure my yarn doesn't get tangled. But yeah, you want to keep twisting, and you don't want to add glue every step of the way because it's going to be like very bumpy. I like to add it. My camera cut out again because of storage, which is so annoying. I need to actually sort out my phone. But yeah, I like to add some at the beginning and towards the middle, and definitely at the end. So I'm just gonna wind that right now on top of the glue that we just added. And we're just going to continue doing this process, twisting it all the way around until we reach the bottom. And make sure to not touch the glue when it's really hot. Like, just give it a couple seconds and then it should be fine to touch. But this one dries so fast. It's actually so annoying because at some point you have no choice but to touch it when it's really, really hot. Okay, so now that we're nearing the bottom, I'm going to add some glue. Just a tiny bit. Like so. And I have a bit of glue on my finger. It's not hot though, so good thing I won't have another blister. And then I'm going to just cut it here, leaving this really small tail. And then I'm going to use the tip of my hot glue gun to just secure this in place, because the tip of the glue gun is hot, so it's going to melt the glue and also help wrap around that tail of yarn. And this is what your rod should look like, and we're just going to let that dry. And we don't want to touch it either because it looks perfect like this, and we don't want to, you know, get the glue to be really stringy. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Make sure not to touch the carpet before it picks up any hairs. Once we have done that, we're going to go to the side of our flower where we have the 13 double crochets. So the 13 double crochets just help us place the rod there a lot better, because if we try doing that on the other end, we're gonna just have a big mess of glue and everything. And we're going to add some glue here and then attach the rod like this. We want to pinch it so it's nice and tight, and then wrap it around like this. And as you can see, we can't see the rod on the inside, and this is the look that we need. We want it to be very clean and very seamless. And now here comes the fun part. I actually really enjoy doing this. So we're just going to add some glue along here. And you want to do it in sections because, like I was mentioning before, hot glue dries really fast. So we're going to do it in small sections. And we want to add a bit of glue on the top, but not on the actual petals. So here is where I place my glue. I did not add any on the top. And then we're just going to roll it up like this. Make sure that it's nice and even at the bottom. And try your best not to touch the glue, but we might accidentally touch the glue because we need to adjust it. But yeah, touching the glue is just so annoying. And then we just want to press it together so it's nice and secure. And this is what it should look like so far. And we're just going to continue doing this, adding a bit of glue and rolling it up, making sure that it's nice and level on the bottom until we reach the end. And I'll show you guys what to do when we reach the end, but I'll do this one together just so you know exactly what to do, and then you guys can do the rest by yourself. So I'm just gonna roll it up once again, and just using my thumb to kind of guide it, and then press it together. And this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. And then yeah, we're gonna continue doing that until the very end. To finish off the flower, we're going to add some glue here and then up this side, so we're actually going on the petal just to finish it off. I don't know why this is so stringy. Let me try and take that out because it's gonna look bad on the flower. Okay, so I put it along here, and now we're just going to press it on. And then that is the flower complete. It's so pretty, and I'm going to record it in the sunlight. Like today is really sunny, so when I finish making it, we'll like record it in the sunlight because it just looks so pretty. And yeah, now the last thing that we need to do is add the bottom of our rose. So we're going to insert this through the hole like this, and then we're going to add glue all around the base of the flower. Hang on, there's something wrong with my glue gun. You have to kind of like adjust the stick a lot. My auntie bought this for me when I went to Zimbabwe for 6 months. I did record a couple of videos in Zimbabwe, and yeah, she bought me this, and I was teaching her how to crochet. And I need to actually ask her how she's doing because she wanted to make a granny square sweater, but I haven't asked her in a while, so I'll ask any progress on it. So yeah, we just want to add it on the base and turn your flower around. And then now I'm going to just push this completely up, and we're going to let the glue dry a little bit. But I did miss this section. As you can see, there's no glue. So I'm going to add a bit of glue there, and then push it up like so. Okay, so now to add glue to these little leaves, we just want to brush it down. We don't want to put too much glue because a little does go a long way, and it doesn't really take that much to attach onto yarn. And then we're just gonna press this up like so. And then we're just going to do that with all the other petals as well. And you guys should have 5 instead of 6. So please don't follow my mistakes. Oop. So I have 4 more to do. Okay, so this is the flower completely done. This is what the leaves look like on the bottom. And let me actually show you guys the other flowers that I've made. I made a bunch of other pink ones. And here they are. They are so pretty. And I can't really show you guys the full view of these flowers while I'm recording this on the carpets. But I will show you guys outside. But this, I made 5 leaves. And 5 looks a lot better. This 6th one looks a bit crowded, not gonna lie. So yeah, and I'm gonna quickly put this one in packaging because I want to give it to my little brother. He asked for a rose, so I will give him this one. And these ones I'm actually using for an upcoming video. I am hosting my very first crochet market, and I'm stressed, I'm nervous, I'm scared because like imagine if people don't show up. But yeah, that's what I'm using these for. I also made some red and white ones which I'll also show you guys at the end of the video. But yeah, let's quickly put this in some packaging. But yeah, right now I'm actually in the process of filming the video for the crochet market. So I'm making everything that I want to sell. It's actually it's not only a crochet market. I'll, give more details when I actually upload that video. But yeah, I'm in the process of filming it. Then I realized, wait, I don't even have a tutorial on my YouTube channel showing you guys how to make flowers. So I decided to upload one because a lot of people on my TikTok as well, I post a lot of my crochet flower bouquets on my TikTok page, and a lot of people are asking how I make the flowers, and most people wanted to know how I made the roses. So this will answer their questions, but that was like 2 months ago, and I said, yeah, I'll do it as soon as possible. This is my as soon as possible, like 2 months later. And it's not even that bad to crochet, so I don't even know why I took so long. But anyway, because I was making them for this crochet market, it was a lot easier for me to just, sit down and film a video. Let me just quickly tie this on because you probably won't be able to hear me because it's going to be like crinkling. So yeah, you won't be able to hear me. This looks so beautiful. This actually looks so pretty. I'm going to wrap it round like this. Hopefully you guys can hear me because this can get a bit loud. I'm going to just tie a knot and then tie this into a bow. I actually do have a custom flower bouquet to do, and that will be for another video. It's going to be very challenging. I need to ship it to South Africa as well, so yeah, that's a whole nother story. But this is what the rose looks like. So let's go and record outside in the sunlight so you can really see the full extent of how beautiful these are. This one is actually stunning. I love pink so much. So here I made a red one and a white one as well. So the colors that I chose to make for my events are red, white and pink, and I think they are the perfect colors. And can we just sit back and admire how beautiful these are? I love crochet flowers, I love roses, and especially the pink ones. Baby pink is my absolute favorite color, or anything pink, which is so weird because before I never really used to like pink, but now I'm obsessed with it, and I even wear pink a lot. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope that you found it helpful, and I'm so excited for you guys to make your own roses. And as always, I will see you in the next one.